And another 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. We are coming up here on 290 straight Mondays of this wonderful show. It wouldn't be possible without the people who watch it, so thank you very much, as well as my good friend Fareed Haq. Yes, the music, the man behind the music of this great show. Thanks again, my friend, for always letting us use that music. I do love it, and I am so proud to call you a friend. Now, let's move on here to today's topics. If you can see the notebook here, it's a bit crazy. I want to talk about something. It's going to start off with a little bit of fun, then it's going to get a little serious. So, here's the thing. Don't avoid questions, all right? It starts tongue-in-cheek. My boy Dave Lemon, great little story with him. We were traveling to Las Vegas. We were sharing an Airbnb that he was going to reside in first before I came to town. Then when the show happened, I was going to take in and he was going to take off. I only have one question for anyone when I travel is to an Airbnb is, do you have hot water? Do you have water pressure? But I asked a bunch of different questions, and that question never got answered, and soon I realized that it wasn't being answered. Specifically, my boy Dave is a great avoider of the question. Turns out, he avoided it for a reason. He avoided it for a reason because there was no water pressure, basically spit on you, and the hot water took a day and a half. So yeah, you took basically a lukewarm to cold shower. So he didn't answer the direct question that was asked to him. I can tell you from experience, my wife, that's like her biggest pet peeve in the world. If she asks you a direct question, she expects a direct answer. Me, I'm a little bit more forgiving. I kind of move around. I tend to ask a lot of questions, so I feel like people skip those. But it happens all the time with people. For instance, right now, we have an agency that we've asked some questions to, and you put a row of 4 questions. They answer question 1, question 4. They don't ask 2 and 3. You go back to 2 and 3, and then all of a sudden, instead of answering, 2 and 3 become this, well, did you know that this happened, and this happened, which isn't what anyone asked, you see? If I ask for context, I will. If I don't, then I'm looking for a direct answer to a direct question. And when it doesn't happen, right, it becomes concerning. It starts getting you thinking as to why. Now, with this particular agency, they have been in a position with this client for a while, and unfortunately, the client has begun to feel as if it's kind of set it and forget it. Ooh, that's like the worst shit you could hear. If you're a partner or a vendor to a dealer, I know it's a hot term, don't use partner. If you're a dealer vendor and your dealer says they feel like you're in a set it and forget it mode, you got problems. And by the time you kind of correct that problem, my guess in my experience is that client's out the window. And so I think people need to take a few more minutes, right, and kind of understand exactly what it is they're offering their clients. And I know a lot of places have, account executives. Here at CarBiz, we don't have that. You're staring at the account executive, the manager of accounts, the data accounts, the guy who gets new business. And I know my business isn't like everyone else's, and so it's tough to compare. But if you're going to trust people to represent, as I like to call it, the shield, if that's going to happen to you, then you probably need to make sure at every turn that they're great. And going to your clients trying to get quarterly reviews and questions answered that way, it's kind of a cop-out. And dealers know it, everyone feels it, because again, had you answered the direct questions up front, instead of passing bucks, moving around, trying to do the cup game, with the marbles underneath, moving it here, moving it there, seeing what it is, that's the kind of shit drive people crazy. And I know this might shock a lot of people, but almost regardless of what you do in this space, there is a vendor who can also do it. Shocking, right? Someone else can do what you do. So you're easily replaceable. Goes for me or anybody else. And so when that's the case, take it a little bit more seriously, right? So the other part of this is kind of again, back to my life as a traveler. I'm getting ready to head up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, take some time off in November. And in that time, I'd be booking an Airbnb, right? So I have my questions, like 10 of them, right? I'm renting through more of a corporate setup, and the corporate setup came back with an automated email saying, oh, you have questions? Look at our frequently asked questions, which was annoying because I had already seen those and I knew that I had questions that were above and beyond. At the bottom of this long auto reply, it says, yeah, if you have other questions, reply to this text with not answered. All right, I don't like, duplicating my efforts here, but here we go. Not answered, please check original inquiry. List of 8 to 10 questions, they come back and they answer 3 to 4, 5, maybe. Okay. What about this, and this? Does this? Pick off 1, pick off 2. Okay, so now I get it. We're not going to answer the third question, right? We're not going to. We're just not going to answer it. Why aren't we going to answer it? What is the problem with this third question? Let's ask again. Third question. Here we are. Answer. Convoluted, long, and around the corner. Why? Why can't you just say what it is, people? Stop beating around the bush. Stop wasting time. Here's the thing. Right now is a big push with accountability in our country in general. Everyone wants there to be accountability. Well, let me ask you something. How many people are willing to hear what it takes to be accountable? Is the same as I guessed. Very, very few. Everyone wants direct answers. Guess what? Until they get them. Then they become defensive, in which case the whole conversation digresses back to the most basic of levels, which is never helpful. So if you're open to feedback, good for you. However, are you truly open to feedback is what I would ask you in return. If you are, you're better for it. If you're not, open your hearts to honest feedback. I get it all the time. It's not easy, but it's life. And if you listen, maybe you'll get better. Thank you so much. I enjoy it, as always, with our engagement together. I hope that you will join us again next week for the show. And in the interim, at the end of this week, enjoy your Thanksgiving with your families. Take your time, kick back, and take a break. Thanks a lot. Have a great week. We'll see you again next week.